It was so hard. We got out of Rafah to the border, to the Palestinian side first, and then the Palestinian side, they saw our names on the list, and then they checked the passports, and then they send us to the Egyptian side. The Egyptian side, they when we went there, they checked our names, and then they said everything is okay. But in my case, with my son Elias, you know that my son didn't have the passport because I had to deliver him in Gaza. Because of my medical situation, I had to deliver him 2 months ago. I couldn't travel back to have him here in US while I was visiting my family. So Elias didn't have a passport. We tried because we tried a lot to contact the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem, and I had an appointment in Tel Aviv until the war happened, and then I couldn't be able to go there because they like the area's border, it got bombed, so it was miserable. I couldn't have any way to get him a passport, so we contacted the U.S. Embassy in Egypt, and they did their best. Actually, they helped us a lot. Thanks to them, they printed an emergency passport for him, and they were there waiting for us in the Egyptian side to give us the passport so we can give it to the Egyptian so we can enter. And yes, as I said, the U.S. embassy were waiting for us in the Egyptian side. They were very welcoming. They were they did everything they can do to help every U.S. citizen in there in the Rafah border crossing, and they were absolutely helping us in in all what they can do. I could travel to Egypt because of this, because they gave me the passport for Elias, my son. Because in that case, I believe now Egyptians, they allow Palestinians to, I think the Americans or anyone, or through the Palestinian passport to enter Egypt. If they don't have the passport, they allow them to have the ID number. But in my case, at the first, because I was from the very few people who traveled. I was I was on the list the second day they opened the border. So at that time, it was very hard for people to travel without a passport. So I could go back to Gaza if I couldn't have the passport for my son Elias, and we couldn't be able to travel without him. So it was very scary for me that if I couldn't get the passport for my son, for my newborn, I would go back to Gaza with my other kids, um, because we won't be able to leave him.